Hey all, hope you're doing amazing. I want to talk about a topic that I feel like isn't talked about enough, and that is the power of our hearts. And as we're going through this insanely huge shift on planet Earth, if we're looking at the external reality, it looks pretty intense and crazy, and our rights are being taken away and freedoms are being taken away, and it's going to get louder and it's going to get noisier and it's going to get more intense because this is what has to happen for us to wake up. But I want to go back to connecting to the heart space because, as little children, a lot of us, we have wounds, we get hurt, certain things happen. So we put this defense mechanism around our heart to protect ourselves from getting hurt again because we don't want to feel that feeling. But what if I was to tell you that it's in the opening up of our hearts that is what is going to shift the entire human collective? Each and every one of us have a role to play in this great awakening, and maybe you don't even realize this, but you do. And the reason we incarnate on the earth is to come back to the present moment and to come back to a state of love. That is true ascension. That is the reason our souls choose to incarnate on the earth plane. And here we are going through this ascension where we are removing the programming of our minds, removing the ego, all the thoughts, the belief systems, everything we've always been told that are misconceptions, and we're becoming more present and more still. And as we become more present and still, we connect to our heart. And as we connect to our heart opens. And as our heart opens, that is where the shift happens. That is how we transform and we shift timelines. So yes, we are waking up, although many people are still asleep, yes. But because of light workers and people like me and whoever else is sharing light and spreading light and opening your heart, because of people that are doing this work right now, more and more people are waking up. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but it doesn't feel like people are waking up. Like so many people are still asleep. And I want to talk about that for a minute, because the light workers, the role of the light worker is to speak truth and share love, share light, teach the power of opening up our heart and becoming present and remembering the truth of who we are. And yes, there's less of us light workers doing this work, but what I want to talk about is, let's do the analogy of the sunshine. The sun shines, right? It's in the sky, it might be hitting you, but then it's also hitting your family, and then it's also hitting your neighborhood, and then it's also hitting everyone on the planet in different times. That's how powerful our light is. That's how powerful we are. And that's like, we have a flame within us that is shining so bright, but it really takes us opening up and removing all the beliefs and all the stories and all the things and letting go of all that fear and opening our heart. And it's in the opening of our heart that we start to see shift. And so as us light workers are spreading more love and light and spreading this message, we might not physically see the effect, but on an energetic level, it is having a much larger impact than we could ever possibly imagine. So I just wanted to share that because each and every one of us right now have a role to play in this great awakening. And that role is coming back to the present moment, connecting back to your heart, becoming still in your mind. Our whole lives we've been running, we need to do this, we need to do that, I need to go here, I need to go there. This is the time to stop all of that. This is the time to become still. Ascension means becoming quiet, becoming still, removing the programming of our mind and connecting back to our heart. That is our reason for incarnating on this earth plane, is to come back to love. And that's what we're seeing externally. So while it looks crazy out there and while things are getting louder and it feels like our freedoms are being taken away, which they are, and it's going to get louder and a little bit crazier, or maybe a lot crazier, but I don't believe it's not what's happening out there is just a shaking up, a dismantling. I know I say this a lot, but it's a shaking and dismantling of the system. So we have to remember to not get lost in the noise out there. And maybe it's directly affecting you, what's happening externally. So it's going to have to push us deeper into finding that internal freedom and connecting to our heart and connecting to the energy of love, because it's in that space. Like it looks like it's out there. Yes, there's the illusion that it's out there, but each and every one of us have this role to play. And the role that we have to play is coming back to connecting to our heart, connecting to the present moment. And through that, our light shines so bright that it has such an impact that it impacts more people than you could ever possibly imagine. Ever. So that's our number one reason for incarnating on the earth, to ascend into higher states of consciousness, which is what we're currently experiencing on the earth. The earth is, the energy of the earth is rising. We are shifting into a new paradigm, and it's loud, it's messy, it's crazy. There's a lot happening. But just remember that we are moving into this new earth, and the more of us that start to open our heart, the more of us that speak our truth and spread this message, whatever message you have to share. If you have a message in you, this is the time to share it. Don't hold back. Don't keep anything in. Like, if you have something that you feel like can help someone else, share it. This is our time to not be afraid, to like step into our light, step into our power, speak our truth, and move back to a state of love. And in that state of love and moving back into that space, that's what brings healing, and that's what shifts the entire human collective. Love you guys.